and welcome to Benchmark Magazine profile interview with Andrew Hall from Webeye. Andrew has recently joined Webeye as a commercial director on the hardware side of things. Good morning, Andrew. How are you?
Morning, Jenny. I'm very well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for taking this time to talk to us. And first of all, would you give us a little bit of your background and how did you end up being at Webeye, and what is your role right now?
So I came into work for Webeye, having previously worked for Residio, who were responsible. I was responsible for the UK and Ireland for security, and that was substantially made up of the VideoFide product, of which Webeye have been a seller of that product for longer than my time at the business. So I was there for just coming up for 6 years, so I made the move to come across here to work with Clive. So with Clive and Duncan, and obviously the team at Webeye. And I've known them for some time, worked with them. So there's obviously a lot of familiar faces, but it's obviously a bit of a changing dynamic going from sort of that customer-client relationship to that working relationship where Clive and Duncan are now my bosses, as it were.
Yes, and you have to have the whole overview of the hardware plan for Webeye. Mm-hmm. And as far as I heard, Webeye has a bit of a plan for its hardware expansion from being basically a software company, is now expanding a lot more into addressing the needs for the market on the hardware. Would you like to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, of course. So I think, most people will know Webeye for selling VideoFide. I think that's how the business sort of started off as a hardware reseller, as it were. And then obviously off the back of that, the CMS platform was created, which is very well run. And that side of things is run by my colleague Chris Kaufman. But as a hardware supplier, we obviously offer VideoFide, we offer Ajax as well. But what we really want to do is be a solution provider, and that means solving the problems of our customers' wants and needs. Yes, sort of like the worst kept secret is that we are bringing out our own product called Visualize, which I believe will be the natural evolution of that sort of niche battery powered wireless video verification space. But I think it's really important to note with that we know that that's not necessarily going to be the answer to everybody's problems. So for us as a hardware organization, it's about offering the best of breed so we can be an expert in rapid deployment and in that space. And yes, Visualize will be a fulcrum of that, but there are other things that go around that we believe will enable us to offer the best solutions for the wants and needs of our base of customers. What
will there be the main focus features on the Visualize?
As we know, when it comes to this space, one of the issues and the limitations is picture quality. We have upgraded that. Visualize will have better picture quality. It will have, at the very least, 800 megapixels. 800 megapixels, and then we'll be going up to 1, 2, and even 5 megapixels as sort of the options that we're able to offer the base. And what we've found is that is obviously we've got faster video alerts at a higher resolution, and that means that people can see more. We've even had cases in the testing phases where we've seen, you can use it for number plate detection. You can actually read the number plate on the car. And I think the next layer upon that is the way that we as a team have really identified what we would say are pain points to the installer. And that would be things like how many times you have to go to site to make moves, adds, and changes to the hardware. Now, our target and what we've been able to do is make it so that Visualize as a system is fully remotely configurable. Now, when I say fully remotely configurable, that doesn't mean that you don't have to go and install it at the site. You will have to go and install it at the site, because that's where it will have to be for it obviously to work and detect what it's doing. But outside of that, the only reasons you need to be able to go, you need to go to site after that, is to do any amendments to your site. So if you need to move any cameras, to do any battery swaps, or to decommission the system. Now, we believe that's an absolute game changer, based purely on the fact that in the space, the limitation of batteries means that you have to go out to site. You're always trying to do things to save the life. And the way that we have developed the product in conjunction with our platform, which is going to form a very important part of that, that will be the signal receiver for monitoring. And obviously, monitoring stations will be able to connect to that, to our Webeye piece, as numerous have been doing through our Webeye Connect platform. So we are not going to be shutting that off and saying that everyone has to use Webeye and that's the only way you can use the product. But what we've done is we've utilized Webeye and its amazing functionality to not only be seen as an alarm receiver, but as I view it, as an estate management model. So the installers can have the information that they need to be able to make the decisions that they can to ensure that their systems are being maintained in a good fit and proper manner, so that they're delivering the best quality of service to their customer base.
Wonderful. Andrew, the Visualize has a very good camera where you can see all the details. And apart from that, does it have PIR? Is it manufactured in the UK? Tell us about that.
So it works in exactly the same way. The principles are exactly the same as any other video intruder system. So it's a PIR that obviously when someone goes in front of that beam, it breaks the beam, it makes a detection. When it makes that detection, it takes a video of what's going on in front of it. So the fundamental principles are very similar to what we see in the market today. However, with what we've done with Visualize, it is the genuine, what you would see as the natural evolution of this space. We've worked really hard to improve the RF technology. We've got, there's 3 ways of comms out of the panel, whether that's 4G, Wi-Fi, or via an Ethernet cable. Now, in some cases with these sites, even though the focus is on battery powered and wireless, some people like to put an Ethernet cable in it and have a backup battery. And if there's a power failure, then it falls onto the battery and the SIM. That's just the way it works as a failover. But with what we've done with Visualize is really focused on elements of improvement of what we've currently got in the market. So that, like as I've mentioned, that's picture quality. As I've mentioned, that's faster. That's faster alerts and a higher resolution. As I've mentioned, that's fully remote. That's full remote and armed functionality. That's essentially never needing to go to site unless you need to do what I would call hard work on the system, not soft work, which software would obviously be remote configs and such like. We've then also made it so that with the way that the platform is constructed, you can have in excess of, up to 64 peripheral devices hanging off the system. We've got two RF channels. One of those channels is dedicated purely to video. And then the way that we have created the product has made it so that we've got max range of 23 meters on the PIR, and then 17 meters for IR illumination, which obviously means that it lights everything up so we can see what's going in front of the product. The next step of that is the fact that we've made the PIR so that it's in the center, it's like a corridor, so it sees as far as it can, and then around the sides it gets progressively less. But that doesn't go down to anything lower than 13 meters. So you've got 23 meters down the middle and 13 meters down the side.
What is it out?
So the intention is for the product to be launched on the 18th of October. There is a landing page which can be found on where there is a link on our LinkedIn page. So if anybody wants to find out more about the product, then please click on the link, show your interest, and then we can obviously keep you as best informed as a potential customer to us.
Amazing. What are the markets you are going to aim this product at?
Well, I think it's an interesting one for me, that, because I think that with the way the vacant space currently sits, we're going to, I would say, initially focus on those traditional markets. So garden enhancements, construction sites, vacant properties, substations and utilities, cell towers, agriculture, copper theft, industrial use, and church roofs has always been an interesting one, because obviously, if you look at those, they're a great example of, you know, buildings that are often listed. People don't take too kindly to drilling holes in them and pulling cable all over them. So having a wireless system in a scenario like that is always a very, very advantageous thing to have. I think it would be remiss of me to say that if any other verticals show themselves to us, we will obviously want to expand into those. But the initial phase of us, launching this product, bringing this product to market, is to talk to the verticals that we talk to on an everyday basis, ensure that they're getting what they need, and if other opportunities reveal themselves off the back of those conversations, then that can only be seen as a positive thing.
And this product will be available in the UK and where else?
So initially it'll be the UK. We as an organization will be distributing that product, and then we also have a presence in the United States, and we will be launching it there. That's all I'll say for the moment, but it's all about natural evolution for us, and making the best of the spaces that we currently have, and then expanding off the back of that.
Fantastic. So 18th of October, hopefully Visualize will be released for rapid deployment, and anywhere where you need a solution that will allow you to monitor from a distance and to have minimum work with it once you install it.
Yes.
And
yes.
Andrew, where can people find you? How can they get in touch?
Well, they can get in touch with myself or my team, Rachel and Ashley, either by an email, sales@webeyecms.com, or over LinkedIn as well. And like I said, our teams are there, always willing to take calls, and always wants to talk to our customer base to help them solve the solutions and also solve the problems that they currently have.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your time, Andrew, and best of luck with Visualize and the hardware part of Webeye that you are leading now.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, and I appreciate your time.
Thank you.